Hello everyone. Today in this video I will be showing you how to use the ListBox control using Power Apps. So before we start our session for the day, I request every one of you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification icon so that you can receive all the latest updates and notifications that we keep posting on our YouTube channel. So without any further delay, let us start our session for the day. So let us start our session for the day. So first of all, you have to enter the URL, that is mate.powerapps.com, and then press enter. So once you press enter, you will be redirected to the home page of the Power Apps. So once you are redirected to the home page of the Power Apps, so over here you need to click on this create button. So once you click on the create button, you will be redirected to another screen, and from here you need to select the blank application. So once you select the blank application, then the various list of screens will be available that you can create. So first option is that is you can create the blank canvas application. The next option that you have is to create a blank application on the basis of the dataverse. And the third option and the final option that you have is to create the Power Page website. So I will be creating the blank canvas application. So click on the create button under the blank canvas application and give the name to your application as ListBox. So once you give the name to your application, you need to select whether you need to create this application from the tablet point of view or from the phone point of view. So I will be selecting the tablet format, and then I will click on the create button. So once you click on the create button, the workspace area will be opened. So let us wait for the workspace area to be opened so that we can start using the list box control. So as you can see, the workspace area has been added. So now in order to add the list box control, click on this insert drop down and then select this input arrow and then click on the list box. So once you click on the list box, you can see the list box control will be added. So over here, if you see that for the list box, the default items that it contains is 1, 2, 3. So if you run the application as it is, so you will see that there are three items which are contained is in this list box, that is 1, 2, and 3. So now in order to add your own data into the list box, so what you need to do is select this list box control and on the items action, remove this list box sample and define your list as put the brackets, that is, and then over here define your elements that you want to show in your list box. So this is the static list box that we are creating. So in the next part I will be showing you how to create a dynamic list box. So over here I will be adding the list elements or list items as country names. So for the time being, I am adding the three elements in the list box or three items in the list box. So now if you run the application, you will be shown this three items under the list box control. So now in order to get the total count of the list box, the thing that you have to do is, so in order to retrieve the total item count after selection, the steps that we have to follow are as follows. So first of all, from the insert drop down, drag and drop the text label element. So once you drag and drop the text label element, so drag and drop it to the right and give the text that is total item count after selection is, and we will pass in the list box element, that is list box 1 dot selected items. So now, so we will expand this area a bit. So over here, we will make one more change, that is, so over here we will put it count rows, and then we will pass in the ListBox element. So also you need to expand the area a bit so that you can see the total, so that you can see the text that we have written. So over here, what we will do is we will use count rows, and we will pass in the bracket, and we will pass in listbox1 dot selected items, and then we will close the bracket. So now, so over here what you have to do is again, so over here you need to pass in the ampersand, and then give this count rows listbox1 dot selected items. So now what we will do is we will pass or we will run this application first, and we will see what is the count that we are getting. So after inserting or after writing the code, first save the application, and then after the application is saved, we will run the application in order to see whether we are getting the correct count or not. So in order to run the application, click on the play button and then select the item from the list box. So yeah, so if you see, on upon selecting the one item, the count that we are getting is 1. If we select another item, the count will increase. And then if we select the third and the final item, so we will get the total item count as 3. So this is how you can use the or this is how you can retrieve the total count after selecting the items from the list box. So in order to add dynamic elements to the ListBox control, we will have to add two more controls first. So in order to add those controls, we will again click on the insert drop down, and then over here we will click on the text input, as we will take the input from this text input text box that we have inserted. So over here, enter the default text as enter your country name and or enter your text. And then we will add one more button, and then we will add one more control, that is button. So click on the button control from the insert drop down, and then give the text to your button as add item. And now once the button control is added, then on the items property of listbox control you have to write, that is distinct test selection comma value. So once you enter this, so after adding the formula on the list box control, that is distinct test selection comma value, so on the button on select property you have to add another formula, that is collect and then test selection comma filter, then text input to dot text comma and not is blank value, means it should not contain any blank. So now what we will do is we will save this application, and we will run the application in order to see whether whether we are getting the correct output or not. So on this, so in order to see the application run, click on this run button, and then over here I will add the text as India, and then it will add India, and then we will add another text, that is inland. So it will add inland to the list. So this is how you can add dynamic element or dynamic item to the list box. So now we will discuss functions or the methods that we have used in these two ListBox and the add item. So that is what this distinct and what this select method does. So first of all, we will discuss about the distinct method. So distinct method is basically used to remove the duplicate. So if you add duplicate, it will not allow you to add the duplicate values. So suppose, let us again run this application and we will add inland again. So see, it has not added inland again on the third position. So basically, distinct is used to restrict your items to the unique elements. So now in the next section, we will discuss what is the use of collect method. So let us discuss what is the use of collect method or the collect function. The collect function is used to add the record to the data source. The items that can be added to the data source can be a single value, a record, or a table. So if you are trying to insert a single value, so in the value field of a new record, you have to place the value and all other properties of it should be left blank. If you are trying to insert a record, then the each name property should be placed in the corresponding property of the new record and other properties should be left blank. And if you are trying to insert a table, then each record of the table should be added as a separate record of the data source as mentioned above. And you cannot insert or add a nested table to a record. So in order to perform this operation, you have to wrap the table as a record first. So these are the uses or this is the main function of the collect method, that is, it is basically used to add the records to the data source. So with that, we have come to the end of our video discussion wherein we discussed how to use ListBox control element in Power Apps. So if you have any queries regarding this video, then you can raise your queries in the comment section and I will be more than happy to answer all your queries. So before we wind up our session for the day, I request every one of you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification icon so that you can receive all the latest updates and notifications that we keep posting on our YouTube channel. Thank you all and have a great day.